For a long time, walking into Costco felt automatic for most members. You showed your card, gave a quick nod, grabbed a cart, and went about your shopping without thinking twice. There were no interruptions, no sense that anything had changed, and no reason to question process. But in recent months, many members have started to notice something feels different. Nothing was announced publicly, and there were no signs warning customers ahead of time. The realization only comes once you are already inside the store. The experience looks the same on the surface, but the rules underneath have shifted. Some members are allowed in earlier than others without explanation. Some are stopped at the entrance and asked to verify their identity in ways that never happened before. Others suddenly discover that the card they have used for years is no longer accepted. These moments are subtle, but when they add up, they point to something intentional. This is not a mistake and is not store-by-store inconsistency. It is a coordinated change happening across the system. Costco did not raise prices overnight or remove popular products from shelves. Instead, it adjusted how access works, which is far more powerful. When access changes, behavior follows, often without people realizing it. Millions of shoppers experience these adjustments individually, so they rarely feel like a major shift at first. But collectively, the effect is significant. What looks like small friction points are actually structural decisions. To understand why Costco would do this, it helps to look at how the company actually makes money. Costco is often described as a grocery retailer, but that description misses the core of its business. The majority of Costco's profits come from membership fees, not from selling products. Globally, Costco has more than 130 million members paying annually to remain inside the system. That predictable revenue stream gives Costco stability that most retailers do not have. Because membership fees matter so much, protecting their value becomes a priority. If people can shop without paying for membership, that weakens the entire model. Even small amounts of misuse add up quickly at Costco's scale. Tightening card enforcement protects revenue and ensures that benefits are delivered to paying members. It also allows Costco to collect cleaner data on shopping behavior. Once you understand that, the stricter entrance checks start to make sense. For years, entering Costco was a casual interaction. Employees glanced at cards briefly, and sharing among family or friends was rarely challenged. That tolerance has largely disappeared. In many warehouses, cards are now scanned and photos on file are checked against the person holding the card. For some members, this creates an awkward pause they have never experienced before. Being told this card is not yours changes how people view the membership entirely. From Costco's perspective, the entrance is no longer just a doorway. It has become a checkpoint that determines who belongs inside the ecosystem. When every card corresponds to a specific individual, the company gains control over access and accountability. This also sets the stage for what happens next inside the store. Once entry is regulated, experiences can be differentiated. That differentiation is where the system begins to shift. One of the most noticeable differences appears in shopping hours. In certain locations, executive members are allowed to enter earlier than standard members. There are no velvet ropes or exclusive entrances, just a difference in time. Inside the store during these early hours, the atmosphere is calmer and less crowded. Shopping feels faster, easier, and more controlled. Later in the day, the same store becomes louder and more congested. Aisles fill up, lines grow longer, and movement slows down. The products are the same, but the experience is not. This division is subtle enough that it does not trigger backlash, yet strong enough to influence behavior. Time becomes a benefit tied to membership level. Executive memberships cost more, but they include a 2% annual reward on most purchases. For many households, that reward offsets the upgrade cost entirely. When the upgrade feels like it pays for itself, resistance disappears. Over time, shopping earlier becomes the norm for those members. Returning to crowded hours starts to feel like a downgrade. This approach does not force anyone to spend more directly. Instead, it reshapes expectations around comfort and convenience. Once people experience a smoother shopping trip, they begin to associate value with the higher tier. Costco does not argue or explain this shift. It simply lets members experience the difference. At the same time, spending behavior inside the store has evolved. Many members insist prices have not increased significantly, and in many cases that is true. What has changed is how much people buy per visit. Carts are larger, packaging is bigger, and items are bundled in ways that feel efficient. The logic of buying in bulk makes sense on paper. Lower cost per unit feels like smart shopping. But that calculation only works if everything gets used. In reality, some of that bulk goes to waste. Food expires, freezers fill up, and pantry items are forgotten. The savings exist in theory, not always in practice. Costco does not need to raise prices when can raise average transaction size. Store layout plays a major role in this. Essential items are spaced far apart, forcing longer routes through the warehouse. Samples slow people down and create pauses. Unexpected deals encourage spontaneous decisions. None of this feels aggressive or rushed. The environment is calm, and shoppers feel in control. That feeling is intentional. Dozens of small decisions accumulate into a much larger bill, often without resistance. Because the experience feels reasonable, people rarely question it. Another layer of influence comes from Costco's pricing system. Most shoppers glance at price tags without noticing subtle signals. Prices ending in 97 often indicate clearance items. These products are being phased out and may not return. Prices ending in 0 or 88 often reflect manager-driven discounts intended to clear inventory quickly. Then there is the small asterisk in the corner of some price tags. That asterisk quietly signals that the product is not coming back. There's no announcement or countdown, just a subtle warning. Shoppers who understand this language gain an advantage. Others walk past without realizing the opportunity or the urgency. Costco does not explain these codes because explanation changes behavior. If everyone reacted at once, it would disrupt the flow of the store. Instead, knowledge becomes a differentiator. Two people can stand in front of the same product and experience completely different outcomes. One sees a deal with a deadline, the other sees a normal price. Technology has also become part of this system. For years, the Costco app felt optional. It stored digital cards and old receipts, but little else. Recently, its role has expanded quietly. The app now allows members to check inventory by store before leaving home. That removes uncertainty and hesitation. When shoppers know an item is available, they are more likely to make the trip. The app also tracks rewards and spending history in clear, visual ways. Refund totals feel like progress indicators rather than abstract numbers. Shopping becomes associated with accumulation rather than expense. That shift subtly changes decision-making. The app also suggests shopping lists based on past behavior. Repeat purchases are remembered and resurfaced automatically. This makes shopping trips smoother and faster. It also reduces the chance that someone pauses to reconsider whether they actually need something. Convenience and influence blend together. From Costco's side, digitized behavior provides powerful insights. The company can observe what people buy, how often, and how they respond to small changes. Adjustments can be made quietly without signage or staff intervention. From the shopper's side, the influence feels invisible. The question becomes who is guiding whom. One of the most significant long-term changes is the growth of Kirkland's signature. Kirkland products now occupy a large portion of Costco's shelf space. This level of commitment to a private label is unusual in retail. Many Kirkland items are produced in the same facilities as national brands. Quality is often comparable. The difference is control. Kirkland allows Costco to manage pricing, supply, and margins directly. It also strengthens Costco's negotiating position with other brands. If a supplier does not agree to terms, Costco can replace them. That leverage reshapes the entire relationship. Over time, members have come to trust Kirkland. Many default to it without comparison. The brand is not seen as cheap, but as sensible. Once that trust is established, habits change automatically. Costco no longer needs to compete on branding within its own store. When you connect all of these changes, a pattern emerges. Costco has not become worse or less valuable. It has become more structured and more selective. Members who understand the system extract more value from it. Those who do not still enjoy the experience, but often spend more. The difference is not in one shopping trip, but across many. Understanding pricing signals, using the app, shopping at optimal times, and leveraging rewards all add up. Costco has not raised prices broadly. It has raised the importance of understanding how the system works. The membership card alone is no longer enough. Costco has evolved gradually, in ways subtle enough that many people only notice after the fact. The rules did not change overnight, but they did change. Every member is now navigating a more complex ecosystem than before. Some benefit from that complexity, others do not realize it exists. So the question becomes personal. Are you shopping as someone who understands a system, or as someone moving through it by habit? Have you noticed these changes yourself, or are they only becoming clear now? Do they feel reasonable, or do they feel concerning? Share your experience in the comments. If you find this kind of analysis useful, consider subscribing to Financial Focus. We break down how major companies operate beneath the surface. Understanding the system is often the real advantage.